Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I made a video. That's because I'm kind of getting ready to leave for Disney World. I leave August 13th and I'm getting excited, nervous, anxious, everything. So I've been really busy and that's why I haven't made a video in a while. However, today I want to talk about all of the D23 updates. So for those of you guys who don't know, D23 is basically a Disney convention that's held, I'm pretty sure it's held every single year, in California, and they talk about all the changes and updates coming to Disney. So, let's talk Disney. Specifically talking about all the changes coming to Disney World and all the updates around Disney World just because that's kind of my home park. So I don't really go to Disneyland too often, and obviously I don't go to any of the other parks. So basically I'm just going to be focusing on all of the updates in Disney World. So the first kind of update is about Star Wars Land. Now for those of you guys who don't know, Disney is currently making a Star Wars land in both Disneyland and in Disney World Hollywood Studios. Now, right now, the listed opening is kind of 2019, but from what I've heard, Disneyland is actually going to open before, which isn't surprising considering they're kind of more ahead on construction and stuff like that. But Star Wars Land is coming to both parks regardless, so now it is just a waiting game, which brings me to my next thing, which is a Star Wars themed hotel. Now, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I've actually never seen any of the movies like fully. I've seen bits and pieces of some, but I've never actually fully watched it. I don't know, it's just not something that really interests me. But if you're into that, you might want to check out the hotel that they will be building. From what I hear, it will be pricey, which once again is not surprising, but if it's something that you would like to splurge on, you might want to check that out. Next up is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So basically what this is going to be is this is going to take over the Great Movie Ride, which unfortunately is sad for me because I do like that ride. So that will be getting removed. I believe the last date you can ride it is actually August 13th. So that is going to be closed and turned into kind of a Mickey and Minnie like adventure. Not really sure exactly what to expect from it, but I'm assuming it's going to kind of follow the same kind of track and same kind of idea, except it'll be Mickey and Minnie themed. So although that sounds really cool, I know there are a lot of people who do like the Great Movie Ride and a lot who don't. So this is kind of in between on whether you would be excited about this or not. Personally, I mean, I'm excited, but I'm going to miss the Great Movie Ride. Next up is Tron. Now, for any of you guys who've seen any of the rides at Disney's Shanghai park, you know that they have a ride called Tron, which is basically this bike that you kind of sit on and lean forward and you're kind of strapped in, and it's like a roller coaster, and it looks so cool. And Magic Kingdom is getting a Tron ride. Now, I'm not sure if they stated when it's going to open, but I'm sure it is a while from now, but still that is definitely something to look forward to. This next one, when I saw it on social media, I thought it was a joke, but apparently it's not. It is called minivans, and they are basically vans or SUVs that kind of resemble Minnie Mouse in a way. They've got the whole kind of red and polka dot thing going on, but basically it's going to be like an Uber service from what I know, and it's just kind of like an Uber but for Disney. So I actually think that's a really interesting and cool thing to do. So you don't have to worry about actually doing Ubers, you can do something through the actual company. But other than that, that's all I really heard of about the minivans, but definitely it's interesting. This I'm excited about, which is Disney Skyliner. Now, the Disney Skyliner is going to be a gondola that kind of takes you, I believe it's from Epcot to Hollywood Studios, and basically it'll also be at some of the resorts. For example, Pop Century is going to be one of the locations in which the gondola is, and it's just going to be another way of transportation, because if you guys have ever actually been to Disney World, you might know that sometimes driving and parking and having to take the tram, that can take a while, but also waiting on the buses. that can take a while. If you're close enough to take a ferry, I mean, it might be a little quicker, but I'm sure that still probably takes a while. And the monorail, so like there are many different ways of transportation, but it's kind of nice to have another option on top of it to kind of just lessen the crowds at one specific area. Next is that the Disney Cruise Line is actually adding 2 more ships to its fleet. Now, I've been on 2 Disney cruises, and I believe they were both different ships. I know it was the Magic, and I want to say the Fantasy, if that's one. I'm not really sure. It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. But I have been on 2 of them, and I love Disney cruises, and I really think it's awesome that they're adding even more ships to it, so you can probably expect even more from it. Their most recent ship had a water slide, so that kind of went off the edge and off the side of the ship, so I'm sure they'll add something even better. Personally, I do more Royal Caribbean cruises, but definitely it's something that I will look into. Last but not least, my favorite announcement that they've made was that Toy Story Land officially has somewhat of an opening date. It is going to be in the summer of 2018, which isn't very far away. That is like a year from now. And I am so excited. The second they announced that they were doing a Toy Story Land, I freaked out because Toy Story is my favorite Pixar film. So for them to be doing a whole land about it, I am just so excited. And I know they mentioned the rides. I believe that it is the Slinky roller coaster, which I'm excited about. And I don't remember what the other ride was, but I do know that there are 2. Yeah, I can't remember, but definitely super excited about that, and I cannot wait. That is it for this week's video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And before I go, I would just like to mention that, as I stated, I am leaving for Disney very, very soon. So this could be my last video here. As I've mentioned before, I'm not taking my parents' camera with me, so any filming that I'll be doing is going to be through my phone. So the quality might not be the best, but I am going to try to somewhat vlog maybe some of the stuff, make occasional videos, but this could be my last sit-down video like this. It might not be. I might have time for one more. But when I am in the college program, I do, like I said, hope to vlog some, maybe do like a room tour, maybe like meet my roommates kind of deal. I don't know. But I guess we'll just have to see. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.